to kind of walk around a neighborhood before. So yeah, moving down the street and then being able to rotate the camera around. And remember the 360 camera that we played with last week? That's how those images get pieced together. That's why you're able to move around until. Okay, so if that wasn't for anything other than to get your feet wet with Google Maps, etc., and verification. So you can finish it on your own time, I guess, if you want, or if you're interested in the challenge, keep working on it. We're going to talk about assignment number 2 real quick. Assignment number 2 has 2 parts. Part 1 is going to be a live blogging, live tweeting part, and part 2 is going to be an exercise in social media verification. I thought about using the Google Maps thing, but it was like too tricky. You know, you either get it right or you get it wrong. So we ended up designing something else here. The goal here is to live tweet a news event and separately to verify tweeted information about a separate breaking news event. Some learning outcomes, how to effectively live tweet. When we talked to you in separate sections and also based on the survey, many of you said that you use Twitter, you use Snapchat, Instagram, you use some of these emerging platforms, but you wish that you had some more practice or instruction in using them for journalistic purposes. So that's what this assignment will be testing a little bit. How many people have live tweeted something before? Oh, only like a third of you. Half of you. Something that what?
I mean, I've done it really, probably.
Great, that's okay, that's good. So live tweeting is a great way to gain some followers and get some traction on Twitter and carve a path for yourself at an event. You'll also be learning how to package your tweets and other elements into a story that is driven by social media using a platform called Storify. How many people have used Storify? Great, we'll talk about that. And then in the verification section, how to use reverse Google image search to verify an image and find out some geolocation information and publishing information in terms of date and time published, which if you think back to that one slide that we had in the presentation, Twitter versus YouTube versus Instagram, etc., when there's publishing data. Reading. We recommend that you do this reading before you complete the assignment. Talks about, for part 1, there are several links here for using Twitter as a reporting tool, how to live tweet something, tips and tricks for live tweeting an event. So for part 1, you're going to find a news event that lends itself to live tweeting. It does not have to be a hard news event, but it should be at least, or it must be at least an hour in length because you're going to live tweet for a minimum period of 1 hour. How many tweets need to happen in an hour? Well, you're all capable people. I think you can figure out how to effectively live tweet something, but we say that at least 1 every 5 minutes. So at least 12 in that hour. If I were live tweeting an event, it would probably be 1 every 2 or 3 minutes. But you should have at least 12. Before you start, at your instructor, just that the event is starting. So for example, and here's my handle, at Jared Patter, event is starting. That's all you need to know. That just tells me that from that point forward, you're live tweeting. And then at your instructor, event concluded when it's over. And that tells me that that is done. Because we're just going to be tracking you too as you do this. Here are our handles for when you tweet at us. Additional rules, the event activity must be at least 1 hour, no sports, no games, but you may live tweet a sports press conference, that's different, that's more news related. No TV shows, no movies, the event activity must be live and you must be present. So you need to get up off your couch, out of your room, go to a place and live tweet an event. You should also not live tweet a class. You should have at least 2 photos as part of your tweets. You could do a photo of like, hey, it's about to happen, blah, blah, blah. Or a photo of whatever it is that is happening, but remember that you should have text that explains what's in the photo. Don't only quote things that are said at the event, although quotes are a great way to tweet, and some of this is going to be packaged in the resources, the links that we already provided, so you'll get some more instruction there. But add commentary to it too, add context, and there's more information below after the asterisk. Remember that typos count. AP style accounts when possible, although we understand that Twitter is a micro-blogging platform, so you can't always use style. Use an event hashtag. If it doesn't have one, create one. Don't just steal other people's tweets when you retweet. Make sure that you attribute. You might want to provide, so in addition to don't just quote, you want to provide extra context, extra information. So if somebody is speaking and they refer to a survey, here's the link to that survey that somebody, that so-and-so was just talking about, and tweet out the link. We have a couple of examples there. Tips. Do research before the event and activity, and on any people who are involved, or organizations involved. Find out the handles for those people in advance. I can't stress that enough. Whenever you live tweet something, find out the handles, the Twitter handles of people who are going to be there, or the organizations that are going to be represented. That saves you so much time. Just have a list of them, or have them somewhere in a plain text editor where you can quickly copy and paste them. Arrive early, stay late. Use present tense verbs, says. So he says right now, or he's saying, etc., so-and-so says, not said, since the event is happening right now. So use the present tense. Writing and submission. So in addition to the live tweets, you're then going to package your tweets and any other content, photos, if you took a video or anything, or if you want to bring in other people's tweets, photos, using Storify. Storify is a really cool tool. It's also free. There's a link here. All you have to do is sign in with your Facebook or Twitter account, or you can create a new one if you want to. It's very intuitive, and as soon as you create an account, they have a draft post for you that walks you through exactly how to use the tool. What's it for? It helps you bring in outside media sources or media content into one stream of things. So I can take a tweet from here, an Instagram photo, a link to that article out there, and drop it into one stream along with any text that I write. And that creates one kind of package for all this content that normally lives in separate places. Those of you who have used Storify, does that pretty much sum it up? Yeah, okay. It's very easy to use, but essentially you're going to drop your tweets into Storify and provide a little context and get a stream out of it. Yeah.
I want to ask, you said that we have to live tweet. Is there another option than Twitter that we can use, or just Twitter? You're asking us to just use Twitter?
If you have, we're asking you to use Twitter. If you have another option that you'd like to propose, then I would ask that you email us and make a case for it.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so you're going to drop everything in Storify. If you have further questions about how to use Storify, let us know. I can provide more resources on Storify, but as I said, once you create an account, there is a draft post that will already be there waiting for you that walks you through exactly how to use the tool. Once you finish your Storify stream, you can go back to our WordPress class website, create a new post, add a headline, a lead paragraph explaining what the event was, and embed your Storify stream. So there's a couple of extra steps here, but now we have everything in one place on the class website. That's all part one. Yes?
With Storify, do you want us to include everything we tweet, or do you want us to curate? So if we have
You can curate. If you end up tweeting a bunch and you decide later that that one's not so good, or etc. But make sure that the tweets that you curate meet the minimum requirements. So you should have at least 12 tweets in your curated Storify stream. And you are welcome to include other content from other people. If other people are live tweeting the event, or other people take photos, etc. Yeah, go ahead. That's part of reporting you. Questions about part one? Yes?
We don't have our assignments yet for tomorrow, but if it would lend to this assignment, are we allowed to double dip, or?
Yeah. Sounds good.
For the
Part two,
report.
yeah, except without the double dip terminology. Part two. I know it's 2:12. I promise we can be out of here on time. It's very easy. You're essentially going to find a breaking news event where people from the scene are sharing photos or media. You do not need to be at the event. You can do it remotely. Choose a particular image or a video that you will attempt to verify. Use the tools we talked about in class, those in the presentation. We can post more resources if you'd like. And answer these questions. Is the photo video you found the first and original version of that? If not, what version is? Can you verify the exact location? What is the exact publishing date? What basic information can we find out about the source, etc. Report your answers and findings in a robust blog post. We didn't put a minimum word limit on it. Just answer the questions, make sure that it's thorough enough, and include any other media that you want to embed to justify what you're saying, to provide evidence. Essentially, just answer those questions about the media that you're examining. It's a little more straightforward. Yes?
So basically, you go to the event, live tweet it, and then put it in the Storify. That's part one. Part two is writing the blog post and asking the
You're going to write a post for each one. Part one, you're live tweeting an event, making a Storify for it, going back to WordPress, embedding the Storify with a headline and a lead paragraph. Part two, totally separate event. It could be happening on the other side of the world. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
You're going to choose a piece of media, verify it, ask these questions, and write an answer in a second post that satisfies part two.
Is it like an essay kind of format for the blog post?
You don't need to write a whole essay. Just answer the questions. But there should be, I would say, okay, I would say at least a paragraph per question.
No worries.
Great. If there's other questions, email, Facebook, etc.
You mean live tweet a film?
Yeah.
That would do it. Yes, tweet the panel, not the film.